Shelties before the game. Fantastic to have you with us. Please make a very welcome our next special guest on the show tonight from the Collingwood Footy Club, their coach, Nathan Buckley, everybody.
Great to have you, Bucks, and it's been a while. Have you been on the show before?
No, you've only just invited me, mate. So I'm here now.
Really? Never? First time?
Never.
10 years.
That's
Wow.
ridiculous.
Been an avid watcher.
You must have contracts elsewhere that have denied us access to you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
It's all about the money with you, isn't it?
So is this a career highlight then?
This 45 seconds has been. So.
Now, how have you enjoyed the break? You guys have had the bye?
Yeah, we got away for a little bit of time, but
you?
we're closer to our next game, mate, so I'm more focused on that.
No,
But
we
you
were...
go Port Douglas, was it?
Yeah, it was excellent.
Was that fun for you and the team?
Yes.
Did you have a good time? We got some shots.
was excellent.
This is the guys on the bye.
Maxwell, this is true actual footage. It's the boys floating around. Here's my favourite, this one here. It's a buck. Thanks and it's like the opening of the Blue Lagoon there, isn't it?
That's nice. And did everyone keep a lid on it up there?
Yeah, I'm assuming they did, yeah.
It was pretty dull, you're assuming.
Yeah.
Well, you shouldn't assume too quickly, Bugs. We actually got a shot of the resort after the boys left. Really did some damage there.
You're lucky because you're a rich club. You get to go on these things.
Is that right?
I think so.
But you make your own luck, don't
Not
you,
everyone goes to Port Douglas
No.
in their break.
No, you're right.
So you're fortunate. Did you... Why are you getting testy on that question?
Thanks for dropping by, Bucks. Great to have you on.
What percentage...
Seriously, though, because the Bulldogs went to Maui. Which is
What percentage of the time away for you was downtime, like just refresh, and what time was away, let's drill down and talk about some really serious footy stuff?
It was mainly for R&R. We played on the Monday, we went up on the Tuesday, so Tuesday and Wednesday was mainly recovery and a little bit of review of the first part of our year. Had a solid training session on Thursday and then the boys were out on Friday morning, so it was just a chance to get away. It was 26 degrees up there, it was -6 or something down here, so we...
thanks for reminding us. Yeah. But, mate, I mean, obviously great trip and the season's going brilliantly so far. You're doing a great job. There's only one little bit of sadness in your life. There's one man missing from Collingwood. You signed up for something and then it just blew up, you know. Mick Malthouse should be there looking over your shoulder. That's when you signed so Mickey would be there. Didn't you sign for that?
I thought that was
You thought that was going to happen, so it's not happening, but just to make you feel good, I just got in here.
He's at a rival network, I'm not sure he's...
And we know that's not authentic because he's smiling. You can see that. You see that clearly.
You spent time in the media and you were very, very good at it. So you know how the media works and you know how conversations roll through the media, whether they ever see the light of day, you know, some don't. Did he make you work particularly hard for your stripes underneath him as a coach? That was part of the footy mythology or folklore that was going around, that he did ride you particularly hard. Was that true?
No, I didn't feel it. Yep. I mean, as an assistant coach, it's a hard gig. I mean, it's long hours, and obviously you're expected to play your role for the team, and I was able to do that along with Mark Neal and Scott Waters at the time, and you know those guys have got their own teams to coach at the moment, so it's a fairly good turnout from the last couple of years.
Good strike rate, isn't it? He's done well.
And what about a few weeks ago when your club president, who is still, I know it's scary, he is still there, Eddie Maguire, when he was saying, you know, Mick Malthouse doesn't have a friend at Collingwood today, and it was blowing up sort of around you, and yet you were this sort of picture of calm. You were so composed.
We wanted you to cry at that press conference and you didn't.
But you were just so composed, that's the word. And I wonder, outwardly, you were doing one thing. How did you feel on the inside? Was it stressful?
Well, we were 1 and 2, and we just lost to our arch enemy, so that was stressful enough.
The good old days.
Footy aside, with those things going on around, was that stressful?
Oh, look, no, not really, because all I was focused on as the head coach and as a part of the football program is what we didn't do on the weekend and what we wanted to do the next weekend. So even though that press conference was lauded, you know, you still have to coach a team, and really that's fundamentally what we're there to do.
You behaved with great dignity through that entire crisis, which was very disappointing to me because I was looking forward to hating you as much as a coach as I did as a player. All of a sudden, I went, he's not a bad bloke. He's doing all right over here.
Sorry to let you down.
He did
What's
let me
been the
down.
biggest surprise for you coming into the senior coaching job? Because you'd thought about it for a long time, you were very well prepared, but what has been the biggest surprise?
You can't possibly underestimate the emotional and mental time that it takes to do the role. I mean, it's long hours, but you never really clock off.
Yeah.
But the other thing is how fantastic the support is around the footy club and how many people you actually lean on and rely on to get the job done.
The media scrutiny, though, is full on, though. And there was one point during the season where it got a bit much for you. I'm going to show you some vision from a press conference, and you were getting a little bit worried here. Just watch this.
Can I just come forward a little bit? Perfect. No, honestly. Can you give me a bit of space? Thank you.
What's the issue, man? We're just good friends, man. They love you.
Okay, you've got to kiss the cardboard cutout on Hughes. How you choose?
Well, there are
Good question.
The stories are that you've been preparing for to be a coach after playing days for a long time. Has there been one thing about the job that from going from assistant coach to senior coach that you weren't ready for? You didn't presume to know before you actually got the job.
No, not really. I mean, there's a lot of. I suppose people look from the outside in and they see something different than what it is. I mean, it's a tough job, but it's a job that involves you dealing with a group of players that you're trying to get an end out of and you try and create an environment where they can succeed. But I hate losing just as much as I hated losing before, and I enjoy winning just
You
as
go
much as
berserk
I
in the
do.
box. You've gone berserk a few times, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got a bit of white line fever, mate.
And you do. And we know you do like to talk with your hands as well, which we've noticed
Do I?
a little bit. Duo is becoming your most popular response on this show.
I'm sort of helping you lead in.
Yeah, you are helping me out. You've clearly seen the show before. Hey, but where you shouldn't talk with your hands is if you're a journalist, particularly up in Sydney, and you're interviewing Tom Scully. This guy's talking with his hands while he's asking the question, and it just gets a bit confusing. And poor Tom, he actually hypnotised him there. He actually hypnotised him.
Tom Scully doesn't lose focus for 1 second there. I'm surprised he wasn't following the bloke. He did not take his eye off the bloke for 1 second, did he?
Very impressive.
Hey, Bucks will be in for a big week, won't he, sledging-wise? Will he, going down to Melbourne, would you anticipate, knowing what you know from being on the field as a fierce competitor, is he going to cop a bit?
Not after the last week's events. Yeah, no, look, he's. I think whenever a player leaves a club in those sort of circumstances, very public. I mean, the fans are going to have a crack, and you know that his teammates are going to be up and about.
Well, the Melbourne fans are particularly ferocious. I mean, this is the kind of gear they'll be serving up.
Hey, says Barry, old boy, I hope you took your $1 million and invested poorly in the stock market.
That stuff's got to hurt. It's a battery. Poor investment.
Wendy, how many people in your life do you trust with everything that you, like in terms of footy and coaching, that you would bounce everything off? Is it one?
Oh, no. Obviously, this is where a wife comes in handy, amongst other things.
Does Tanya?
Tanya, everything.
Don't wink at me, Bucks.
I didn't. Don't get too close. Look, she's my best mate, so that's great. That's important to earn those brownie points whenever you can. But I've got obviously